watch this video and subscribe. Greetings, my mortal friends. Gandalf here once again, speaking to you from the 21st century. Everyone knows the story of Frodo, the Nine Fingers, and the Ring of Doom, and its eventual end to the Dark Lord Sauron. But have they heard the story of Earth's mightiest heroes, and the destruction of the ancient Power Stones? Well, I, Gandalf the Gray, with Rondir, will tell you the tale of Thanos the Mad Titan and the Infinity Stones. Thanos was a Titan, a giant, like a troll, buried in the mountains in a realm far from Middle-earth. His mighty hand sought the power of the universe. The Infinity Stones were allegedly created at the dawn of time. If anyone were to ever wield these stones, one could control everything. Thanos watched his own world die. Then, in his hubris, he decided to cleanse the other realms so as to save them from the fate of his homeworld Titan. His conquest was not a peaceful one. He sought to destroy half of all life. He believed it would bring balance to all existence, a twisted, demented notion of peace. However, Thanos grew tired of his toils, and when word of the stone's existence reached his ears, he became curious and quickly acquired the Mind Stone. Thanos sent an ancient demigod named Loki to the earthly realm with the Mind Stone to retrieve the Space Stone from what had been a cubed cage called the Tesseract. There were 6 stones altogether: the time, soul, power, reality, and the aforementioned Space and Mind Stones. With the Mind and Space Stone, he would easily be able to find the others. Thanos did not anticipate the retaliation from Earth's mightiest heroes, and his plans were temporarily thwarted by these brave, selfless warriors. After a time, Thanos' obsession with the stones became all he cared about. He was seeking them, always seeking them. All of his thought was bent on finding them. He was obsessed with the power, evil Thanos, and he yearned for the stones above all else. So, Thanos forced the dwarf king of Nidavellir, Ichi, the mightiest of blacksmiths, to forge him a gauntlet so powerful that he could wield all of the Infinity Stones. After Thanos murdered Ichi's people, naturally. You see, Thanos was cunning and wise, even with his madness. He knew he must have something to wield such a great and terrible power. Thanos was now ready. His onslaught was relentless, and he soon acquired each and every stone. Earth's mightiest heroes were cut in half. With a snap of his fingers, life was extinguished from half of all living beings across all the known realms in the universe. Indeed, even Middle-earth was affected. Incredibly, during his final moments of the battle on his desolated homeworld of Titan, a wizard named Strange handed Thanos the Time Stone freely and set in motion a plan to defeat Thanos and bring about a complete reversal of Thanos' snap of doom. Thus, these Avengers Endgame had begun. Stark and Nebula were alone in the void of space, having no hope of rescue when suddenly a marvel appeared by the name of Danvers. She brought Stark and Nebula to Earth, where the remaining warriors had gathered. They argued amongst themselves about what to do, and soon found they were yet again confronting Thanos with a plan to steal the stones and undo the evil which he had brought to all life. Thanos, however, had destroyed the stones, and so, filled with rage, the brother of Loki, whom Thanos had murdered, the mighty Thor beheaded Thanos with Stormbreaker, an axe formed by King Eitri himself. 5 years passed, and fate would have a rat, yes, a mere rodent, accidentally unleash a man named Scott Lang from what is known as the Quantum Realm. Mr. Lang discovered the horrors of Thanos' victory to be unbearable. So, he joined forces with the remaining heroes, and they hatched an incredible plot against Thanos. A time travel heist, as it were. Stark, Steve Rogers, Lang, Bruce Banner, Natasha Romanoff, Clint Barton, Thor, Nebula, and Rocket the Raccoon traveled back in time via the Quantum Realm with the goal of retrieving the stones before Thanos could get them, in order to undo what he had done. Unfortunately, Natasha Romanoff was lost forever to the Soul Stone in the process. Even more unfortunate, Thanos learned of the hero's plan by way of Nebula, who was unwittingly wirelessly linked to Thanos' tech. Via her cybernetic implants, the Nebula from the past was swapped in order to retrieve the stones, now held by the Avengers in the present time. As the Hulk wielded the new gauntlet, built to encase the stones, Nebula opened the time portal once more, and horror upon horrors, the Thanos from the past burst through into the present day. Banner snapped his gauntlet-encased fingers, and Thanos' previous genocide was undone. Then, Thanos immediately launched an attack upon our heroes, an attack that might have succeeded but for the help of Nebula from the present, who was rescued from a prison aboard Thanos' ship from Gamora from the past, whose life, like Natasha's, had also been claimed by the Soul Stone. A vicious battle ensued. Thor, Captain America, and the Iron Man fought Thanos, and fought him well. Rogers wielded Thor's Mjolnir, which had been retrieved from the past, just as the return of the wizard Doctor Strange heralded the arrival of an army from Wakanda led by the Black Panther himself, alongside those other warriors lost by Thanos' original snap. Danvers arrived from deep space, and a battle of our age was fought, and fought hard. Many were lost, as Thanos' army was utterly defeated by Tony Stark and the snap of his fingers from a hidden gauntlet that only he could wield. The power it took to use the stones was too much for Tony, and he passed on, having given his life to save his family, friends, and all of the universe. Thanos was destroyed forever. Steve Rogers then used the Quantum Realm one last time to return the Infinity Stones to the past, and there he remained to live with his long-lost love, Miss Peggy Carter. For you see, Captain America had indeed had his life ruined by his efforts to receive the Tesseract in which the Space Stone had originally been hidden. Thus concludes the tale of Thanos the Mad Titan and the Infinity Stones, which, luckily for you, they've created a theater experience. You can watch this story's ending right now in theaters. Why don't you go and watch the film and let old Gandalf the Gray know what you think about it? It's a heck of a tale, I must say. And I must also say that I was deeply saddened by the film's end results. So much sadness, and yet so much joy. Please leave comments below and let old Gandalf feel some love, See you next time. I need some more pipeweed from the Shire. This stuff from Colorado's quite nasty. Oh.